Yes, us. Welcome to the Kefi Life Podcast. My name is Kiki Vale, and I'll be your guide to creating a life of Ola Kala, all is well. Together, we'll get back to the basics, and we'll explore fresh new ways to flourish in mind, body, and soul the Greek way. You can look forward to interviews, stories, essential self-care strategies, recipes, and actionable takeaway Ola Kala moments. This is going to be so much fun. Let's get going. Πάμε! Our Lexi for today is Kapnistó, Kapnistó or smoked. A great way to achieve a unique flavor with your meats is to smoke them. Let's spotlight a favorite Greek meat called lamb to be Kapnistó or smoked. Since lamb has a strong flavor profile, use bold smoking chips. Traditionally, hickory has been a leading choice from Kapnistó lamb, but applewood is also popular and delicious. Step outside the box and look into a Kapnistó or smoked flavor for your proteins. Shrimp, scallops, salmon, chicken, and pork chops are a few more examples that come to mind for this preparation. Eleolado, olive oil, has been celebrated in the civilized world for millennia. Nearly eternal, the oil of this fruit has been more than just food to the cultures of the Mediterranean region. It's been medicinal, ceremonial, sacramental, and the foundation of great wealth and power. It is safe to say that olive oil is the ethos, the essence of Greek culinary culture. Today, the priceless and life-giving ingredients of this liquid gold can be delivered to you when you purchase your premium bottle of Kefi Life extra virgin olive oil from the region my parents were born, the Peloponnese. The coveted Koroneiki olive is extensively cultivated here in the southern part of Greece, which offers the unique microclimate needed to grow a fruit netting the utmost nutrient value for extra virgin olive oil. Kefi Life extra virgin olive oil, a boundless amount of value, high in antioxidants with anti-inflammatory properties, linked to good mood and improved mental health. Get your bottle of wellness today when you visit kefilife.shop. Food is life and life is food. Hello. Here at Kefi Life, we love to explore all kinds of food and meet and learn from all kinds of chefs and partners. Today, we get acquainted with Southernish, a concept that Chef Joe and Linsey have created. Howdy and welcome to Kefi Life.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much, Kiki.
It is such a pleasure. I love your concept and I love what you're going to tell us about being local. But firstly, I think we should thank Chef Joe for his service. He comes from the Army.
Correct. Yes. Thank you.
So we appreciate your service.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yes. So Kefi Life is broaching into episodes with video, and we're so excited because then we get to show the creations. Okay. So let's just start there because I watched you prepare this, Chef Joe, so eloquently, so beautifully. Tell me all about it, what it is, and what's on top of it. It sure is pretty.
Yeah, so what we have here is this is our smoked scallop crudo. So it is a cold smoked scallop. So it is a raw preparation still. And then on top of that, we have a dressing that is made with your olive oil, some confit lemon juice, salt, pepper, and a little bit of garlic. And then it is topped with a fennel pollen. And then for our microgreens that come from right here at Spira, we have a little bit of mustard because it has that nice spicy bite to it that works really well with scallops and smoking in general. And then we have some amaranth on top of it as well, which has that really nice kind of bright citrusy bite to it that works really well with the emulsion that we do.
And I did try the amaranth.
Yes.
I'm new to that, and it's very delicious. By the way, Kefi Life is coming to you live. This will be recorded, but we're live today at Spira Farms in Lamont. And this is where you can get these microgreens that Chef Joe and Linsey use on their creations. It's very simple, which I love. So let's talk about, you're a married couple, right?
Close enough.
Close enough.
Yeah, engaged, but
Yeah,
we've been engaged for like quite a while.
So let's just say they're in love.
Yes.
And Chef Joe, you come from an Army background, but you're a chef, and you've told me in the green room that you traveled all over the country. Is it all over the country or all over the world?
Well, I mean, I'd have, like, while I was in the Army, I did deploy twice, so I do have some travels that way. But I have lived kind of all over the country. I've spent a lot of time living in Texas, in Kentucky, and then have spent a lot of time, because of where I lived in Kentucky, like hanging out in Tennessee. So that's really kind of how I came to really love and appreciate Southern food.
So we're in Chicagoland. So would you see a dish like this, a smoked scallop in Kentucky? Would it be popular?
I mean, in certain parts of Kentucky, yeah, you would see stuff like this. But I mean, this is kind of a riff on what you would see a lot in like Gulf Coast area or on like the East Coast as well.
So Chef Joe, you started your business from a blog. First, you started with a blog, correct?
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Yeah. So, I mean, really, I had been in restaurants up until March of 2020 when everything kind of shut down. And so I was just waiting to go back to work at the time. And what does every, out of work cook do? But, start writing a food blog. And so that's
the name of it. What was the name of it?
The name of it is Southernish, and, the name of our business. And so the whole premise behind it was we were going to write about like Southern classics and kind of give them a modern spin, or take food from other places and kind of give it like a little bit of a Southern twist. And so that's how the whole idea in the name kind of came about.
And from there, actually, I was taking a yoga class here in Lamont, and one of the instructors, who is a friend of ours, asked if Joe would socially distanced, of course, and safely come cook a meal for them for a milestone birthday. And I said, he's never done that before, but first of all, cool that you have seen our blog. And an awesome question I'll ask him. And it kind of grew from there. Somebody else heard that we were doing that, and they're like, oh, come practice at our house. Come try it out. And literally, that's the start of Southernish. We got in touch with an attorney. We're like, can we do this? And yeah.
That's the highest compliment you can receive, word of mouth. And I think that you bring up something that I'm crazy about. And that is, and they do this a lot in LA and in New York, I think, you'll bring a chef to your home and you'll have an experience. And that experience will be watching the chef and learning from the chef. And then you see what the chef is doing to create this beautiful mouth-watering dish. So truly it is an art form. We appreciate you.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean it. It's just part of the Kefi Life ethos, which is mind, body, and soul connection. So as far as Southernish goes, what are some of the classics?
So, I mean, we definitely have like some very classic dishes that, are always like the big go-to hits. So like for some of our appetizers, like our classic crab cakes, everyone is drawn to those. Another really popular one is we do kind of a take on French onion soup dumplings, or French onion soup, but we do it in a dumpling form. So I'll make a condensed French onion soup and then freeze little cubes of it, wrap it in wonton wrappers that get flash fried and then served with some Gruyere cheese and like a crouton on top. Another big popular one is it's kind of my homage to Nashville hot chicken. But we do it as like a little toast round with like an aioli that I make, the chicken on top of that, and then just with like a little bit of diced pickles and scallions.
It's a really elevated version of a hot chicken sandwich, and they are probably the most popular.
Yeah.
At Southernish?
Yeah.
Where are you located?
So, I mean, we are located in Homer Glen, but we travel pretty much all around the Chicagoland area doing these dinners for people. A lot of times in the summer, we'll get asked to go to like Indiana or like Southern Michigan to do dinners as well. Yep. So, I mean, yeah, we stay pretty well traveled with it.
So Chef Joe, did you grow up in a kitchen? Meaning, is that where your experience comes from? How did you hone your talent?
I mean, really, it's actually a really cute part of our story is I had always liked to cook, but I never really had a whole lot of experience with it until me and Linsey started dating. And she had always been really into cooking. And so that was kind of my first experiences, is the two of us like in the kitchen together and her kind of showing me stuff.
I did a year of culinary school kind of for fun, actually, while I was working another job. And so I had a little bit of technique under my belt, and we just loved creating stuff together at home. And I was like, you're not holding your knife correctly. Can I show you how to do it? And then it was clear immediately that he had a natural talent for it, and it just took off.
And that's really like a whole nother episode, which I want to dive into, is like chopping and cutting, and how do you prepare your fruits, your vegetables, especially onions and garlic and and herbs. And you were so graceful when you were preparing this smoked. Does this have a name?
We just call it our smoked scallop crudo.
Can't wait to try it.
Yeah.
All righty. So give us an example of a meal that you've prepared in the past. You talked about the French onion soup. Yeah. Is there something that you've prepared that was like just right from your gut, your heart? You're like, I'm so excited to like get this out there to the folks.
We definitely have those dinners where it's like I get super excited about what we prepare. So what we typically do is a 5-course meal. And so we'll start with like a trio of appetizers and do that as kind of like a share course for everyone. And that's a really fun time to get some really kind of funky things out there that maybe not everyone's going to try.
Like an example of that funky thing?
Something like this crudo, because, it's like raw fish is not everyone's, jam all the time, but it's a really fun thing to experiment with and try.
Or like the hot chicken is a good example too, because not everybody is into spice. And so while we can customize the spice level to it, some people just aren't into it. So the appetizers give an opportunity for there to be a little bit of something for everybody. The meal's fully customizable based on what the clients want, but a lot of times when there are varying palates, we'll see the person who's orchestrating it like pick 1 or 2 items that might be pushing it for the crowd because maybe they're really interested in it. And then we'll always make sure there's something that's going to hit everybody's.
Yeah.
There's an expression. Oh, were you going to say something?
Oh, yeah. No, go right ahead.
There's an expression, the eye eats first, and certainly your dishes are very beautiful and colorful. How important in your business is presentation?
I think presentation plays a very important part because, like you said, you eat with your eyes. And if a plate is really pretty and stunning to look at, like that is only going to enhance the flavors. And another big part of why plating and presentation is so important for us is because we do have all these amazing purveyors that we use, like Spira Farms, and like our meats come from a local farm, Sligo Farms. And so we want to showcase how hard these people work with, and making their products the best that they can. And so the best way to do that is by making a really stunning, beautiful dish for them to, to really showcase what that is.
Kudos. Well, I believe in local as well, and I think it's very important the food tastes better. And everything you've said is just mouth-watering. Our time is just about up, and every special guest, and you've been special guest, Chef Joe and Linsey of Southernish. I ask my guests this question. Please answer it. In my life, I've learned that.
I say really the best one for me is in my life that I've learned that it's never too late to find what you want to do. I got into this game, later in life. We started dating when I was, 35, and didn't start cooking professionally until I was like 37, 38. And, I went into kitchens, kind of as a old man.
With no experience in culinary, really. And started working in kitchens, later in life, and it has become what it is today for me. And that's something that I absolutely love. And so I always tell people, like, find what you want to do. It doesn't matter how young or old you are.
Couldn't agree more. Linsey?
Honestly, it's kind of the same for me too. And I've learned that when I push my boundaries a little bit and go outside of my comfort zone is when I find the most like gratification and success. And when you've got a partner who is supportive, you can really do anything.
I wish you all the best. Your website, please.
It's mysouthernish.com.
It's been fantastic. Kefi Live with Chef Joe and Linsey live at Spira Farms in Lamont, Illinois. And thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Stay right there. Up next, your weekly takeaway to keep it all as well. Hola Kala.
This Hola Kala moment brought to you by the law offices of Liston and Centillus. Ranked #1 by the leading lawyers network since 2010, taking care of all your real estate needs.
Aren't Chef Joe and Linsey so inspiring? Well, I'd like to draw from the conversation and share more info on a technique they believe in and use called plating and presentation. When you want to entertain and impress with plating and presentation, here are a few guidelines according to École de Casse. Number 1, arrange the food in a visually appealing manner. Balance the color, texture, and flavor. Number 2, use garnishes and food decoration for added flair. And number 3, select the correct plate. White or plain plates allow the food to speak for itself. Ola kala, all is well when you go the extra mile with your meals.
Kiki Vale is the founder of Kefi Life. She is passionate about whole person wellness and living a fulfilled life. Her Kefi Life podcast is created to simply and naturally help you harmonize the mind, body, and soul the Greek way. Visit KefiLife.com and check out Kiki Vale on LinkedIn and on Twitter. Join us again next time for more positive energy and inspiration on Kefi Life.